I warned the others, but they wouldn't believe me. You're all doomed. Happy anniversary, too. He wasn't a good swimmer, but his mother loved him. Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th. Happy anniversary to Friday the 13th, part 1. Now, guys, I love Jason Voorhees, and if you don't love Jason Voorhees, get out. Get out. I'm just kidding. But guys, I love Jason Voorhees. He is not the one that started it all, but he is the one that is doing it up there along with the best. Michael Myers is what started it all. Then we got Jason Voorhees going on, and then Freddy Krueger from there on out. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees is supposed to be a take on a new slasher icon due to the iconic nature from Halloween, Black Christmas, and the slasher status. They needed something new, and then all of a sudden we got Jason Voorhees, the story of a slow kid who, who was at a camp, and all of a sudden people are having sex, doing their thing, freaking just people having fun at a camp, doing camp things on a Friday, and not paying attention to Jason Voorhees, who was getting bullied and messed with these camp kids, and bullying him, throws him in the water, drowns Jason, and he's dead. And nobody was focused on him. None of the lifeguards, nobody else was focused on him because they're too busy having sex. And Jason is dying, and him and his mother are tired of it. Him and his mother want karma. Him and his mother want to kill all the Camp Crystal Lakes and anybody who killed Jason at Camp Crystal Lake. Now, that is the story of Jason Voorhees. We recently got a new adaptation a year ago, guys, where it was it seems like a new installment and a new franchise coming in called In a Violent Nature. In a Violent Nature is an installment that came out last year that seems to be on a little bit of the Friday the 13th side. Now, his name is Johnny. Similar story where he was killed, and the only momentum thing for him is his necklace. Now, people come and take Johnny's necklace, and that is what keeps him going, and he is here to kill, all the people that were played a part in taking his necklace. Now, similar story deals with it in the forest. Deals with, people chilling in the forest, campers, and then you get that killer with the weapons that comes and kills them. So, you get that there, guys. And with what I love about Friday the 13th, now, guys, you're not going to get a lot of people that say Friday the 13th Part 1 is their favorite. Friday the 13th Part 1 isn't the best out of the franchise, but it is the first installment. It is the first installment of the this is the path we are going on. This is the franchise, the introduction of the franchise, the introduction of Jason, the introduction of his mother, the introduction of Pamela Voorhees, the introduction of Jason Voorhees, the introduction to what it is like. Now, guys, but do not misinterpret it, guys. We still get gore, we still get kills, we still get horror, and overall, guys, we get the story of Jason. Now, keep in mind, guys, Jason is not the killer in this movie. That is what it took a lot of people to understand when it came to the Friday the 13th was, the first movie and the killings, nobody really knew it wasn't Jason until you watch the movie. Everyone thinks it's Jason killing, that's Jason, and it doesn't show the face throughout the whole movie until the end of the movie, and we don't realize it's Jason's mother doing the killing all throughout, and all this time we thought it could have been Jason. That was a cool take, showing the mysteryness of a serial killer and, who it is and who it possibly is and things of that nature. So that was cool, guys, but overall as a movie, I think that the vibe of this movie really just was focused on the campers and showing off that vibe. But again, guys, showing this as the introduction, getting it all out there, so when part 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 come out, then therefore there's going to be so much you can do with those because so much was said within the first movie. We said our story. Jason's mother. Jason. Where we are. This is Camp Crystal Lake, Camp Blood, all this stuff. So with that being said, once they get into part 2, guys, we do get Jason. We do get his mother still, but by this point, guys, the mother is dead. And in part 1, unfortunately, she gets into it with the final girl from part 1. And after all the killings that Jason's mother has done, she's killed everybody. It comes down to the final girl, and the final girl chops off Jason Voorhees' mother's head. And, what a badass scene too, by the way. I thought this was cool. I thought it was harsh to not only kill Jason, but then now his mother. But his mother is killing people. But geez, guys, that is a story of Jason, just somebody that wanted to live life that was different, that was slow, that he looked off. Yeah, he had his characteristics. This was Jason Voorhees. He was different. It didn't mean to mess with him. It didn't mean to kill him. He has a purpose in life just like everybody else. And that is what his mother saw and her child, and Jason even saw in himself. Jason knew he had potential. Jason knew he wanted to live life. He just wanted to learn how to swim and maybe have sex himself. But he couldn't because he got killed, and people just, just were bullying him because he looked different. Now, due to that nature, guys, that causes a violent nature. No pun intended. That causes a violent nature for Jason, Johnny, for them to come and cause this chaos and destruction. Because when you get bullied, when you get underestimated, when you get underestimated, that type of stuff right there causes you to need to prove yourself and others what you're really about. Throw these motherfuckers off, and it's time to kill for mommy. Now, guys, like I said in Friday 13th, Jason's mother is the killer. We get some unique kills in this one, though, guys. We get Kevin Bacon. Big fan of Kevin Bacon. We got only Kevin Bacon in this part 1. He obviously dies. But, I love that dude in horror movie. We got Johnny Depp in the debut of Nightmare on Elm Street. Jamie Lee Curtis and Halloween and things like that. So it seems like within these classic movies, guys, there was always perfect choices for actors, actresses. Everything was always up to par. Because when it comes to these movies, guys, we need those characters to solidify their roles and to make it up to par and enjoyment for us viewers. Another character I want to shout out, guys, not in Friday 13th, but who was a great actor choice, a great pick, was who played Pinhead. The actor who played Pinhead, I thought that was perfect. That dude played perfect. I don't really see him in much movies, but for them to find that dude and put the makeup on and make him Pinhead, and for that to be his debut maybe as an actor, to come out that strong and hard. I know today's not Pinhead Day, but every day's horror, guys. And I believe his name is Brad Dourif. I believe. That may be Chucky. Shit, I gotta check again, guys. Sorry about that. Need some coffee first thing in the morning. But, guys, still Friday 13th. This movie is really unique. The second most iconic. Now, guys, when I say second, that means date-wise and preference-wise. Because Halloween came out first, then Jason, then Freddy. I personally love Michael Myers the most. I love Halloween. I love Michael Myers, then Jason, and then I gotta say Freddy. The list switches, guys. But for the most part, I love Freddy. It usually switches between Freddy and Jason. But for the most part, Michael Myers is usually up top. But Freddy, Jason, Chucky, American Psycho, freaking Final Destinations that we're getting this month. So keeping the horror vibes going, guys. And with Friday 13th, the unique kills we get in this one, we get some unique kills. We get some cool special effects from Tom Savini, who was later on to go in and do some more special effects in the franchise, doing awesome effects in part 4. With the blood work now, when Kevin Bacon gets stabbed underneath the bed through the throat, they're just like blowing a tube of blood through a straw. And just like having the blood just, pushing it out and stuff, and it just squirting out and stuff. The effects are really cool. Tom Savini is a reliable source when it comes to, putting like fake heads, fake blood, fake gore. This guy really is really versatile when it comes to that field. Makeup artist to its best. And, We get some other unique kills, standout kills in this one, guys. We get the iconic axe to the face. We get the Kevin Bacon kill. And for the most part, guys, there wasn't that many kills in this movie. There's a good amount. But for the most part, a lot of them are, kind of cutaway kills where we don't really see Jason and barely that knowing it's his mom. But a lot of them are like walk-ups. They cut a throat and then you kind of see the slash and then it kind of goes away for like, it shows for a second or two and then it cuts. So nothing too crazy, guys, on the violence and gore and the nature. But what I loved about Friday the 13th Part 1, even though not one I come back to a lot, this is the introduction. This is what started it. And we get the story of Jason that shows his story. And after this, we really just get fun from there on out, with Part 2. Part 2 is honestly maybe one of my favorite Friday the 13th movies. Friday the 13th is one of those franchises that changes for me more than any other franchise. I mean, this franchise is insane. I mean, not only is it unique, versatile, and at the same time being very consistent, it really fluctuates with me because on a good day, I'm maybe feeling Part 2. On a bright day, I'm feeling Part 3. On a dark vibe, on maybe a rainy night, Part 4. Again, maybe on a morning or on a Friday, actually, every Friday. But, Part 5, we get the bright nature. Part 6, maybe nighttime. Jason Takes Manhattan. I play that one at nighttime. Jason X. All this stuff. So the versatility that they really did with this franchise was really cool, guys. We got Jason going to space. We got Jason going to Manhattan. So there really switch ups going on. We didn't really get that, guys, with a lot of other franchises. They did this with franchises that weren't so, like Leprechaun and things like that, going to space, and maybe even Jaws with 3D. But for the most part, guys, I think what they took with Jason Voorhees was a character made up to have fun in the horror genre. Nothing too serious, not a crazy story, and all this stuff. And we give him the story. He was killed. His mother wants him to kill now. He was killed, so therefore his mother wants him to kill, and he's going to kill the people that killed him at the Camp Crystal Lake. Makes sense? And we get different executions of that, guys, from here on out, from different movies and stuff. And I thought, what they did with the movies was really cool. I thought, once they got to Part 2, and, them stepping it up with the violence, us showing Jason, having Jason doing the killing, it was really cool, guys. Part 2 was something different. Again, we got Jason, so, we got some, we got that Jason that we all know, and this is Part 2, was the start of Jason coming into the picture, all grown up now, killing and stuff like that. Different attire, he kind of has like a, like button up and stuff like that, does, onesies and stuff like that, a bag over his head with one hole and a pitchfork, so he looks like real, obviously like Forrest-like, and like Cactus Jack or something like that. But he looks really good, guys. I love the way that Jason Voorhees looks in Part 2. Bag Jason, Sack Hat Jason. I love that Jason. Very different. I heard Eli Roth say that this was his favorite Friday the 13th was Part 2. But guys, we're going to talk about Part 1. Overall, as a franchise, Friday the 13th is really solid. And with Part 1, what I love about this, guys, is that we got the start. And at the end of the day, a horror movie is a horror movie. And that is what we get here, guys. Not the best of the franchise, Friday the 13th. I mean, this is probably out of the horror icons, Friday the 13th Part 1 is probably the least impactful of the three, because Halloween 1 was a legendary movie. Nightmare on Elm Street was legendary. But with Friday the 13th Part 1, it seemed like it was really just the story. And that's okay, because from there on out, guys, we get awesome things. Probably going to do a review, guys, next Friday on possibly Part 2. I believe that the anniversary for that one was actually maybe a couple weeks ago or a month ago. So if I do a review on that one, guys, it's not going to be an anniversary, because that anniversary was last month. Either way, I did watch the movie on the anniversary, but just didn't squeeze in the review. So the review is not going to be on the anniversary day, but either way, guys, every day's Halloween, and that's where we discuss everything here on the topics. Every day, any topic, music, art, overall. So, that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be Friday the 13th part 1 right there. 1980 for us. We get the 45th anniversary too. Friday the 13th. Wow. Can't believe Jason Voorhees has been out here for 45 years now. Wow. That is not as old as Michael Myers, but Jason Voorhees, you're just as legendary as Michael. You're up there too, Freddy. Up there too, Chucky. Now, guys, thank you for staying with me on this one. If Friday the 13th part 1 is your favorite, let me know down in the comment section. I've yet to really hear anyone shout out and say part 1 is their favorite. But to be honest, guys, opinions are opinions, to each its own. Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone has their own tastes and past and what they like and what their expectations are. Part 1 is one that I do think is a necessary watch. But then usually if I'm in a Friday the 13th mode, I usually throw in part 2, part 3, or part 4. To be honest, it's not really a bad movie in this franchise. I would say once you get to Jason Goes to Hell, it gets a little bit more. I wouldn't even really classify that as a Friday the 13th movie. That is a Jason movie, but still, I would still classify it as a, in the Friday the 13th Jason box, franchise itself. But you know how franchises are, guys. They experiment, they do things. There's always going to be ones better than others and things of that nature. But overall, guys, Friday the 13th, a classic franchise, a classic character. I feel for Jason. I love Jason. I understand him. And sometimes you pick on the wrong people. You guys pick on the wrong people, you're doomed. Now, guys, thank you for staying with me. Also, I want to shout out that guy right there, Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph is so funny in this one. I love him even more in part 2. Unfortunately, in part 2, he gets killed, so we don't see him anymore. But in part 1 and 2, he was trying to warn these people. He was trying to tell them, like, guys, don't be here. It's not safe to be here, guys. Like, don't be here. And then in part 2, he tells them, I tried to warn the others, but they wouldn't believe me. And I'm telling you guys, so we get that cool nature with Friday the 13th and Crazy Ralph going on. So guys, check these movies out. What I love about Friday the 13th as well, guys, is that we get humor. We get the sexy girls. We get the blood and guts. We get Jason Voorhees. And we get the Friday vibes. So just keep us going, baby. Keep us going. Now, guys, you mess with Jason, you're doomed. Thank you guys for staying with me on this one. Let me know what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is. I personally think that part 2, part 4 have very high potential. But either way, guys, I'm going to express more of my thoughts on those, on more up-to-date reviews coming up. Going to get more into depth in this Friday the 13th franchise. Starting off with part 1. What a way to start. Happy anniversary, part 1. Happy 45 years old. You're 45 now. Now, guys, let me know your favorite Friday the 13th movie. Do you think Jason is better than Michael? Do you think Jason is better than Freddy? Do you think they deserve this? Do you think they are doomed? Anyways, guys, thank you for staying with me on this one. Let me know what else to discuss to you on the topics. Any more suggestions? You want me to do maybe another horror franchise and things of that nature? So, guys, till next time, see you on next Friday, part 2. Until then, you're doomed. Thank you guys for watching. Deuces.